Cody back here again with another Vinyl Finds video. This is Vinyl Finds 21, I believe. I've been wanting to do this video now for a couple of weeks, and I've had these albums accumulating for the last couple of weeks, but kind of felt under the weather within the last couple of weeks, and then on top of having to work and so on and so forth, just not having the time to make a video, honestly. And now I finally do. I actually finally have 3 days off. Somehow, I don't know how I managed that. I don't remember the last time I've honestly had 3 days off from work, but I am happy that I do. And what better way than to start the day with doing a video and showing some albums that I've been needing to show. So without any further ado, I'm going to stop blabbering on this video to be 20 minutes. So try to go through these as quick as I can. The first album I'm going to show is Nirvana, Nevermind. I got this one at Half Price Books. It was actually not too bad of a price. My friend works at Half Price Books, and he was holding it back for me. I actually didn't even ask him to hold it back. Just thought I'd be interested in it. But I'm not the biggest Nirvana fan. But I feel like this album, Nevermind, is kind of an essential album to have in the collection. I mean, it is a really pretty solid album. Of course, it's got Smells Like Teen Spirit on here. It's honestly like a lot of good songs, and he didn't know what pressing this was when he got it in, but I believe this is a 2008 reissue from Canada. I mean, it sounds really good though. And the next time I'm going to show is one that I got off Discogs. It's Mudhoney, Every Good Boy Deserves Fudge. This is one album from Mudhoney that I really wanted. So this is probably my favorite Mudhoney album. This is an original 91 Mudhoney album on the Sub Pop label. It's not very expensive either, but just a great album from Mudhoney. Then another album I got off Discogs is Sonic Youth Goo, another album that I've just been wanting for a long time, and finally one popped up on Discogs that wasn't too expensive, and this is actually a German copy that I got from Japan. So it was actually the cheapest one they had. Even with shipping, it was cheaper than any other ones, and it's in just fantastic condition. One of my favorite Sonic Youth albums. Definitely recommend listening to this album if you've never heard of it. But if you've heard of Sonic Youth, I'm sure that you've probably heard Goo. And I have 3 albums here that I just picked up last Friday at the flea market. The first one being a couple of Black Sabbath albums. I found Black Sabbath Live at Last. It's a live album from Sabbath. This is actually a copy from Spain. I found this one for like $2 and just like a whole toy box full of records, and I mean, it's pretty dirty. I mean, the album itself is pretty doesn't look, there's too many scratches or anything on it. It just doesn't look like it looks like it's not been played in forever and been stored, but I'll eventually get around to getting it cleaned. And another Black Sabbath album I found at the flea market. I got this one for $2 as well, which is actually kind of funny because it has a Half Price Book sticker on it from 1991. But I actually already have this album, but this is the one that I had an upgraded copy, and for $2, might as well get it. Of course, it's Heaven and Hell. This is Black Sabbath of Dio, and it's another great album, another great Black Sabbath album. And the last album I got at the flea market was a Henry Lee Summer album, Time for Big Fun. And this album is his second release, and on the independent label, it's on the Majestic label. And this is the album that came out before he got signed to CBS Records. I don't know how many people know who Henry Lee Summer is, but he actually had a decent. I think he had like 2 #1 hits, a couple music videos on MTV. Opened up for like John Mellencamp a couple of times. I mean, he was pretty decently big in the 80s, I'd say, but I think kind of drugs and stuff kind of derailed his career a little bit. But nonetheless, it is a great album. Definitely happy to find it. And his stuff's not really too tough to find around in Indiana, as he's from here and still performs here on a regular basis. I'm actually going to go see him probably twice this summer. but he's actually playing like at the bar like 10 minutes away from me and the local mall, so it's kind of weird to think that at one time he opened up in big stadiums with John Mellencamp, and now he's performing in malls. But I have met him before, and he's a really nice guy. I'm actually gonna try to get this album signed when I meet him again, if I meet him again. But he's not too tough to run into down here. A couple albums I got at the Vinyl Rescue Project. He just had a random like flash sale one night, like midnight. So he opened up his store and had like pretty good deals. So I picked up a reissue of Mudhoney. I think this is their first album, and so reissue actually comes with a pretty cool poster too, which is actually right here. So it comes with a pretty cool poster of them just covered in mud, but and this album was like almost like free with the discount, so had to pick that one up. And then I also picked up another Blues Traveler reissue, and this is their first album, and this is another one of the ones that's actually on the multicolored vinyl. And the vinyl wax looks pretty spectacular, actually. I mean, just like splattered with red and blue and white colors. And this one is limited of 750 copies, and this is copy number 530, if you can see right there. But solid album from Blues Traveler. Love the song "But Anyway," which is actually the opening song, and this has been released on vinyl before, back in 1990. But I think the song "Crystal Flame" was not on the original album because it's like almost a 10-minute song, so they cut it for could just put it on one album. But this one is a 2 LP set, so they included it on there. So that song is on the album for the first time ever on vinyl. Then another album that I got at the Vinyl Rescue Project on a different day. It's The Fluorescent, Leach and Eddie. Of course, the guys from the Turtles, Mark Volman and Howard Kalin, otherwise known as Flo and Eddie. Every time I see one of their albums, I got to pick it up. Not too expensive. I love these guys. I've seen them in concert twice now. If they come back again, I'll see them again. Actually, I haven't got a chance to listen to that one yet. Then another album that I got at the Vinyl Rescue Project the same day that I got that Flo and Eddie one. It's the German copy of Please Please Me. Definitely pretty psyched to find this one. This one is I don't think it's a first pressing, I think it's a second pressing or so, because looking at the sleeve, the newest Beatles album they show on here is actually Revolver. You can see right there, but it has the original sleeve in it. So this one's probably from like 1966 or so is when I'm going to guess when this copy came out. It is on the, I don't even know how you pronounce that, the Horzu label? I don't know. So I don't want to butcher it, but it's on that red label. It's just a great copy. And of course everyone's, I'm sure, knows what Please Please Me is. It's more than likely heard Please Please Me. So I really didn't need to go over it too much. It's one of those things, how many copies of Please Please Me do you need? Well, this is my second one now, so at least 2. Another album that I picked up is The Offspring's second album Ignition. I love The Offspring. I'm not really too familiar with this album, but I got it for so cheap that I had to pick it up, and I've still not gotten the chance to fully listen to it yet. But it's really solid. It's the album that came out before Smash, which kind of launched Offspring into a mainstream success. But can't wait to listen to this entire album. It is an original 1992 Offspring album. And I got 2 more albums to show. First one being Counting Crows. August and everything after. I was kind of debating on getting this one or not, because I'm not going to lie, it was actually pretty expensive. But ended up getting it. And it sounds just amazing. It's audiophile quality. It plays on 45 speed. It's straight from the original master tapes, and I mean the whole like everything about this is just the packaging is like nice glossy cover. Is a gatefold. I mean, this album just sounds like amazing. They did just an amazing job on it. So I mean, I feel like it's definitely worth the price that I paid. I mean, there's just so many great songs on this album. This is their first album too. I'm hoping this company, which is Analog Productions, who made this album and pressed it. I hope they do a lot of the other Counting Crows albums. And this one actually came out in 2012, and so I'm hoping for the next two albums to hopefully come out soon. But I mean, so many great songs on here. Around Here, Omaha, Mr. Jones, Perfect Blue Buildings, Time and Time Again, Rain King, Sullivan Street, Ghost Train, Raining in Baltimore, A Murder of One. I mean, I just saw these guys a couple months ago, and they played like 5 or 6 songs off this album. It's just they sound amazing live. The only song they didn't play, which I felt was kind of strange, was Mr. Jones. But I mean, it seems like they're a band that changes up their set list every so often. I'm sure they get tired of playing that song, and they change it up. But nonetheless, great album, great band. And definitely one that I'm happy that I ended up getting, just because, I mean, this one's probably sounds better than the original one, which I think the original one, I don't think ever even came out in the US. I could be wrong. But nonetheless, definitely happy to have it. And I have one more album to show here, and it's Allison in Chains, it's Jars of Fly, and Sap. It is the 2 LP set. This is an original one that came out in 1994. And this is definitely one that was on my want list for a long, long time. And definitely happy that I was able to get it. I mean, this album, honestly, it looks like it was never even played either. I mean, it's just in phenomenal shape. And of course, this is the one with the side 4 being a laser etching of, just says Allison in Chains, if you can see that there. It looks so cool. Definitely, like these two Alice in Chains EPs are just great. If you've never listened to them, definitely check them out, because they are amazing. I mean, and the 2 EPs in a set pretty much make one album. I think Jars of Fly clocks in around a little over 30 minutes, and Sap clocks in at a little over 20 minutes. But great album, great band. What else can I say? Those are all the albums I have to honestly show. And did find a couple of cassettes at Half Price Books I thought were kind of cool. Pink Floyd The Wall, which I also have this on Laserdisc. And then I found a couple of Beatles cassettes, not cassettes, videotapes, VHS tapes. I found Magical Mystery Tour, the Beatles' first US visit, the Yellow Submarine, and Help. So it's kind of cool to find those, and I found these all at like different times, so I don't know. Probably will never watch them, but if I ever feel bored and I want to hook up my VCR, maybe I will pop one in. But I just wrote everything I have to show. I do have one other album that I did actually buy, and I'm waiting for it to come in the mail. I actually bought this album back in January. I pre-ordered it. It was the new Scott Weiland and the Wild Abouts album, Blaster. I pre-ordered that one. Actually, I had pre-ordered it off of Pledge Music, and that had some pretty cool incentives if you pre-ordered it on there. And depending on how much money you pledged, you got like certain things. Like I pledged $40, and I got the vinyl edition and limited edition, like multicolor. I don't know if the original, like the ones that you would get in the store, are like uncolored vinyl, but this one was, and it's supposed to be signed by Scott Weiland, so hopefully I'll have that one for the next video. But anyway, thanks again guys for watching. Hopefully this video wasn't too overly long. Definitely give all those 2 thumbs up though.